What is up, ghouls? Welcome back to the Yarn Dungeon. We have yarn to chat about today from Michael's and a giant box from Joann Fabrics here. And I feel like it's officially safe to say that this is code orange for Halloween yarn. Now, both of these are not officially Halloween lines of yarn, but I don't think anyone can convince me otherwise. Like, this yarn was designed with Halloween in mind. I would have appreciated it if they would have actually had a Halloween line out, but you know what? I'm gonna take what I can get. This was actually suggested to me. So I went out this weekend searching for this stuff. I went to 4 different Joann Fabrics, 2 different Michaels. This yarn is obviously, people are wanting it. Like, people like me heard whispers that this stuff was hitting the shelves and we just ran. Like, that has to be what happened, because pretty much, like I said, 3 out of the 4 Joann Fabrics that I went to sold out completely. One of them actually didn't even know what I was talking about. They're like, no, I don't know. Like, the other 2 Michaels that I went to, nothing. Completely empty shelves, didn't even have stickers by it. So, both of these, make sure you pull up on your phone, pull up their site, and see if they actually have it in stock. Let's start with Joann Fabrics first. I already have a project almost entirely done with this yarn. So this is the Big Twist Value yarn, which is their line of yarn that they have. 100% acrylic. We have slime green yarn. And this is not just me calling it like, oh, look, it's slime green. No, it is actually named slime. That is the true color name of this yarn. So like I said, you can't tell me that this is not going to be seen everywhere this year in Halloween crochet projects, knit projects. I mean, anything that uses yarn for Halloween, we're gonna see this literally everywhere. I have used this yarn for many different things. I've used it for wearables, I've used it for home decor, accessories. It's kind of one of those just go-to yarns for me. Like, I mean, I don't even need to test it out because I already know that I love it. So that it's 6 ounces or 170 grams. It's a medium number 4, which suggests using a 5mm crochet hook, but I normally do a 5.5. Like, that's kind of my favorite when I'm doing wearables. Now, this is also a really, really good yarn for stuffies. Can we just like think about that for a second? Slime green stuffies. I have so many ideas for this. They only had 4 in stock, so yeah, I grabbed all 4 of these and I already have one completely finished. Keep in mind, if you've never used it, it is a value yarn, so it's gonna get softer over time, but I still think that it's pretty soft. It's definitely something that I make wearables and then I wear them as soon as they're finished. Like, I don't need to soften it up. I don't run it through the wash a couple of times, but it is machine washable. It says not to tumble dry, which I learned that the hard way. I did throw it in the dryer, and it's not the end of the world because I still have that cardigan, so it can accidentally go in there, but you will find that it pills a little bit. Even like right here, you can see that. So it's not an anti-pilling yarn. Now, that's not a deal breaker to me. It just means that I'm gonna take a little bit extra care if I make this into wearables, which I already have. I have started on my Halloween home decor hunting cardigan for this year. I mean, I had to, right? Like, this was just the perfect yarn for this. What the heck is this? Oh yeah, I ran out. I was like, why is this so small? No, this is the front piece. I'm just not quite finished with this part, but I have the sleeves all done. So this is gonna be a cropped cardigan this year. Last year, I did make a full-length duster cardigan for my Halloween home decor wearable, and it's just hot. Like, it's too hot for that. So I would wear it in the morning when I was heading out, but by the time it got to be like, I don't even know, 8:30, 9 o'clock, I couldn't wear it anymore. So I went with a mesh stitch this year, which works up really, really quickly. Honestly, I'm probably gonna be able to make a couple of these. So we have the sleeves all done. The back is totally done. I just need to do, that's it. That's all I need to finish on this second front panel. And then I'm gonna match stitch it together with some of this big twist yarn. It's just black. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Yeah, black. I have a ton of it. It was on sale, so I grabbed another couple of these. I don't need that much in order to put it together, but again, since it was on sale, I was like, I might as well stock up. So that's the other thing. Keep that in mind, or like in the back of your head when you're thinking about this stuff. The big twist yarn goes on sale all the time. Even though it's really, really affordable already, like this weekend, it was 30% off. Fantastic. Stock up while you can. You can get this online too. That might be what I do next because it was just so hard for me to find these 4 skeins of yarn that it's gonna be easier just to get it all online because I am going to want to make more things with this. Like I said, I have stuffies in mind. I'm gonna make some more cardigans, probably make some like lounger pants with it. I mean, everything, literally everything. Slime green yarn, it's my thing. And the fact that it's called slime, it's Halloween season. Like we're here, we're in it now. Another thing is this works wonderfully on the knitting machine. The Addy, the Centro, both of them love it. These colors right here, we have perfect Halloween beanies ready to go. I normally do, it's like 120 rows, so I'll do 60 of each. That way I can kind of like flip the color inside and out and be ready to go for haunted house accessories, which is what I think I'm gonna do with those. Yeah, beanies, lots of them this year. Another one that I found that we've already talked about before, and this is just kind of comes up every single year around this time, is the Lion Brand DIY glow yarn. So this yarn does glow in the dark. You leave it out in the sun for a couple of hours, charge it up, and it has about anywhere between 2 to 3 hours of glow time. This is perfect for costume accessories. So these ones, as you can tell, are kind of small. It's 1.75 ounces or 50 grams. That's why I say things like accessories. However, I would totally make a cardigan out of this. So, you know, if that's your heart's desire and you want to go that direction, I am not going to stop you in any way, shape, or form. The only thing I'm going to say is make sure you look for coupons. Joann has had a couple of really good weeks. There's been a 50 and a 60% off of a regular price item, which these normally are. Sometimes they will go on sale, but they hardly ever do with like the regular Lion Brand yarn. Like these just stay the price that they are, and they are a little bit more expensive just because of the fact that it's a glow-in-the-dark yarn. I don't know, just like it is what it is. However they need to make it, it's a little bit more expensive. So keep your eye out for that. Medium number 4, so it's a thick one. This one does suggest a 5 again. I thought it said 5.5. No, it is 5.5. 100% polyester. It does say machine wash and dryable. I can't remember if I threw mine in the dryer or not. I think I didn't, just because I was like, I want it to stay glow activated as long as possible, but it's saying that you can, so feel free to try it if you want to. And then on the side here, as usual, Lion Brands, it says over 8,000 free patterns. Go to their site. The yarn has been out for a while. Like we've had it for a couple of Halloween seasons now. You can see a ton of paid for patterns and also free patterns out there. Go on to Pinterest too. There's some really cool projects that are out there. I was feeling good after this Joann run. Popped on over to Michael's because I was also told that they have some new yarn colors to their Impeccable line, which I really love the Impeccable too. It's another staple that I have in the Yarn Dungeon. It's a good yarn for whenever I'm practicing either a pattern or something that I know I'm gonna need to like frog often, or, you know, I don't know, just mess around with, and I need it to be durable but yet fun to work with. Impeccable yarn, like I like that. It also works really well on my Addy machine, so just like all the things came together. Anyways, I heard that they had new colors, and they did have slimy-ish yarn, as well as a little bit of an update to their loops and thread labels. Now, the past couple of times that I've gone to Michael's, it has been super vacant in the yarn section. Like you could just tell that it was totally under construction. There was hardly anything there. They had their Karen cakes, a couple of those, and then they would have like 1 or 2 new items on the end cap. But for the most part, like in stores, it's been super vacant. Anyways, this was the very first one that I saw. They had a ton of tags, top to bottom, and it said new colors added to the Impeccable line, and that is their Loops and Thread brand. Now this one isn't super slime green, so I'm just gonna compare these two. Like this is slime green. This is the slimy that I'm going to be comparing everything to this year. And technically it's not called slime green, so I'm not mad about it. But it's still a good, bright, vibrant green. It's called jasmine green. And for like a variation of slime green, I'm happy with it. They had quite a few new colors too. They had some bright oranges, really, really bright pink, which I'm kind of mad that I didn't grab that because I think they may have been UV reactive. I'm not sure. This one isn't, but it looks like it is. You know what I mean? So I'm still going to be really excited to make this into a cardigan. That's what I'm going to be doing. Lots of cardigans this year. Pretty much all of my cardigans are going to be slime green colored this year. That's the theme. I'm sticking with it. Also, don't we have a new Ghostbusters coming out? Did like everybody in the yarn community hear that? And they're like, you know what? Let's go. All the slime variations, we're doing that right now. Now this one, I'm not sure if it's an actually new line of yarn, but it said new line of yarn. And it does have a new tag on it, which I do like the tag, but I feel like I've seen this in Michaels before. Either way, I just wanted to try it out. So we have loops and thread, black and white labeling, which I'm a big fan of. Like I like the clean cut type of labeling. I think this one is called charcoal. Yeah, charcoal. It's a bulky number 5, 90% acrylic, 10% polyester, suggesting a 6.5 millimeter crochet hook. I was thinking beanies would look really nice with this. Even maybe like playing with these together just to kind of do some texture on the brim and then have this as the actual hat portion. It does feel a little squeaky when I first picked it up, but just like running my hand over one strand of it doesn't seem to be too bad. So I'm gonna work this up tonight and just kind of see if I even like it. It is one of those yarn where it does get caught on my hook pretty easily because, you know, of just the texture that it has, very loosely wound. So either you're gonna love this yarn or you're gonna hate it. There's not gonna be a lot in between. And again, I don't normally go towards this yarn, but I thought, you know what, hey, like, let's just go ahead and give it a try. It might be something that I like. You never know. You can throw this in the washer. It says wash on delicate setting. For obvious reasons, we're not gonna throw this in the dryer. That would turn into a hot mess very, very quickly. Hopefully, this means that we're gonna see even more items added to the Michaels yarn section this year, preferably before the official start of fall. As soon as possible would really be great. But so far, I'm liking what they're adding. I do have one more thing from Joann that I totally forgot about. This I had to order online. It's a yarn that is only available on their site. Like, you can't get it in store. So I kind of went back and forth for a while of like, do I actually want it? I wanted to see it in person before I ordered an entire blanket's worth of it. But it went on sale the other day for half the price. So I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's just try it. This is the Bernate Tweety. And I feel like I got way more than I needed. Since it was on sale and I'm wanting to make a blanket out of it, I much more prefer having way more skeins than not enough. This color looks a little bit different than it does online. In person, there is a little bit of, I don't know, like grayish purple in here. That wasn't really coming out in the picture. I'm not mad about it at all. So I guess I should backtrack it. I wanted this blanket to look like the floor of the forest. This is it. Like, this is what it's gonna look like. And I think that's actually the name too. The name is called Pine Forest. So everything all put together, perfect. It's pretty soft. It has kind of an odd smell to it. What is the actual content? It's 83% acrylic, 17% cotton. Okay, so I don't know, maybe it's just the plastic bag that it came in that is kind of like making everything smell off. I don't know. But I'm gonna let it sit out for a little bit before working with it and then we'll see. Cause yeah, it's kind of off-putting. It's a super bulky number 6, suggesting a 6 millimeter crochet hook to work with. I'm fairly confident at this moment in time that I'm going to be using my Tunisian crochet hook. So I'm going to be using either a 7 or an 8. I'm really, really interested in seeing how this works up. It's a lot thinner than I thought it was going to be too, just because of all the texture that it has. I thought it was going to be like fluffier, but it's just that one strand and it's pretty thin. I don't know, for a bulky number 6, it seems thin to me, but again, I'm just gonna have to work it up, make my assessment then. There's 6.4 ounces in it and 247 yards. I got 10 of these. I wanted to make a rather big blanket. Like, that's how I do my blankets. I don't hardly ever do throws unless it's super last minute, but when they're for me, I want it to cover my entire body up, snuggle up, and I'm not really sharing my blankets with anyone else. Like, I want a big giant blanket to myself. I'll make you a giant big blanket. You can have your own, but like, I don't really want to share mine. Machine wash and dryable. So that's like a huge thing for me for blankets, because unless it's a very specific or special type of yarn, I don't really want to hand wash my blankets, especially if they're going to be queen all the way up to a king size blanket. I don't want to deal with that. Ease of use is pretty big and like high up there when it comes to priorities for yarn for my blankets. The pattern that they have on here looks super cute too, and I'm pretty sure it's just on the inside here. So I could just go ahead and make that up. Obviously, I'm gonna want more. Yeah, this says only uses 7 balls. Oh, it is actually a crocheted blanket too. So normally I get the ones that have like the knit project and I have to actually go to their site to figure it out. But here we go. Yep, free pattern on label. So I could totally do that. I'm not going to, but I could. So I am going to save this for later though. This blanket is for the Darcy Coates book club that I have going on, and it's for this book called Hunted. I mean, we got a lot of forest action going on here. That was the inspiration, and this yarn, I could not be any happier. Like, this is perfect, spot on, exactly what I wanted. This is a thick book too. I'm really excited to get into this one. So if you don't know, there is a Darcy Coate book club that we have here in the Yarn Dungeon. We're just working our way through every Darcy Coate book at this point in time. This is the one that's coming up next. So if you want to read something and have a crochet project go together, or if you're like me and you like the audiobook version, you could listen to the book while you're crocheting the blanket. Like, that's how it's supposed to be. Like, they go together. Or you work it up first, get super cozy, have this giant blanket to cover yourself in, and then read a super spooky Darcy Coate book. If you've never read a Darcy Coate book before and you love reading about hauntings, Darcy Coates. That's where it's at. For sure, my favorite author so far in my life that I've found, because I love the writing, I love the style, I love the characters in it, and there's just something about a good haunting that it's my end of the night book. I don't really know. I can't really say anything more other than I love it, and for obvious reasons, we have an entire book club based on all of the Darcy Coates books. So that should say enough right there of how obsessed I am with Darcy Coate books. All right, ghouls, that is it for me today. Thank you for stopping by and checking out some of this slimy green yarn. Don't forget to leave me some pumpkin emojis in the comments down below. Let's keep that Halloween energy up. Hopefully this way we'll see even more Halloween colorways of yarn come out, hit the shelves very, very quickly. I feel like it's full steam ahead from here on out. But for right now, that is it. So have a fantastically spooky rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video.